can really start to smell it already. They use a lot of organic substances. From the top of Alaska, I'm riding my motorcycle around the planet to the bottom of New Zealand. I'm calling it the Big Spiral. We're in West Africa, and this is the next day of my adventure. Good morning from a riad in Fez, Morocco. This place is so cool. So my room, I'll show you my room quick. I already made a mess, but yeah, it's just this gorgeous room. And a riad, well, these days they're often hotels, but a riad is a traditional Moroccan house. And basically, they kind of, the main thing about them is that they often have a courtyard in the middle. So if we look out here, there is a courtyard, and it is gorgeous. So I've already had breakfast, and today I want to spend the day kind of exploring the Medina here. So the Medina is kind of the old town, the old kind of walled town. It's all really narrow alleyways, it's walking only. And so, well, the first thing I want to do is get a haircut at a Moroccan barber. But the main thing I'm really here for is to go see the tannery. And so they have a tannery here, and they still tan leathers in the same way that they did hundreds of years ago. And it's actually kind of hardcore. So yeah, let's go, and we'll go get a haircut and see if we can convince someone to cut the hair off my head. Okay, let's find a barber. Okay, I think there's a barber here somewhere. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
All right, how do I look? So, yeah, I'm just gonna take a quick shower because I don't want all hair inside my helmet for later. And actually, speaking of that, last night I left my bike in a parking garage. It was locked, but I'm just a little worried about it. So we'll see at the end of the day if it's still all good. But yeah, quick shower, and then we'll head to the tannery. All right, shower has been taken. Let's go check out the tanneries. Wow. You can really start to smell it already. They use a lot of organic substances, for the tanning, and it's actually, the ground is kind of wet there. So imagine there's some leaking going on. English? English?
Yeah, it's upstairs.
I don't know, but I'm wandering around, but I imagine this might be a paid thing.
We can try.
Yeah, we can just go see. Bonjour.
Bonjour monsieur.
Bonjour. Je vois la tannerie.
La terrasse, c'est par ici. Ouais.
Ah, okay, all right.
Bonjour monsieur.
All these leather goods. Extra peel. I think peel is skin in French. But maybe we'll just use the term hide for now. Oh wow. This is it. So the way the process works is that first they'll take the hides and they'll scrape them clean. So scrape the fur or whatever's on them, they'll scrape them clean. Then they'll place them into these white vats. So those white vats contain pigeon droppings, lime, sometimes salt, sometimes cow urine, and actually they have some pigeons right there collecting some droppings supposedly. After they soften them in these white pools, if you look just down there, you can see like there's a tumbler down there. And that's basically like a giant washing machine, and basically that just softens the leather and improves the hide even more. Then they'll rinse the hides and they'll put them in these dark colored pools for dyeing. Each pool, you can see they all have slightly different colors, and basically that will determine the color of the leather. And then after all that's done, they'll take all these hides and dry them on the surrounding rooftops. So the hides typically come from cows, sheep, or goats, and sometimes camels. Now, because they're using cow urine and pigeon droppings, well, the smell is fairly strong here, and there's definitely a few tourists around that are just kind of covering their noses. For me, it's not as bad as I thought, not nearly as bad as I thought. It just reminds me a bit of a farm, but it used to smell a lot worse apparently. The man I was talking to at the Riad was telling me that it used to smell really strongly even over at the hotel, which is about 10 minutes away. So this tannery is about 1,000 years old, and it's been operating more or less the same way during that whole time. It's basically a medieval practice that is still happening today, which is probably the main reason why I wanted to come here, because it just, you know, there's not many places in the world you can go and see it the way they did it 1,000 years ago. Yeah, I just think it's really fascinating. Now, because of that, there's a lot of health risks for the workers. They're working in really acidic solutions. A lot of them aren't wearing the proper PPE, and so they'll get like kind of acid burns on their arms and things like this. I think a lot of them, they just love it though. It's just, you know, what they've been doing their whole lives. It's in their family, and you know, it for them is tradition. So I think they're willing to put up with the health risks, but I think also a lot of people working here do get injuries, as one would say, you know, health problems. Okay, the smell is maybe getting to me a little bit. All right, let's go see if the bike is still there and in good condition. Shukran. Now to get out of here.
Muslim?
Am I Muslim?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Shukran. Oh, there's some hides going to the tannery there, I think. I think he asked if I was Muslim because I waited for him to finish praying before I bothered him, because I needed someone to open the door, and he was praying. I was like, well, I'm not going to bother him in the middle of his prayer, so yeah. Alright, so we're going to head south here a little and do a little exploring on the way down. You got some big roundabouts here. Oh, he's stopping. Oh, he has a stop sign. It's barely visible. Ooh, now I'm getting into the traffic here. I think the police are having a chat with a bus driver. Get out of here. So yeah, this is the outside of the Medina. Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's kind of like a walled fortress, you know? Oh, I have to be careful of these roundabouts. They have like stop signs and lights and stuff. Oh, I don't know if you're allowed to turn there. Just kind of ram your way through. Oh yeah, red light now. It's So a roundabout with traffic lights. Every country's different. Well, this guy's just going for it. Is that so? Is this how it works with scooters? Oh, everybody knows when it's going to turn. Oh God. Let's go this way. How does this work? I feel like I can just like wiggle my way through, but okay, that guy's just like creeping. Okay. Oh. And then electric scooter here. Okay, this just has a yield sign. Oh, careful, don't run into me. Okay, just outside of the city, into the dirt already is perfect, isn't it? So I'm on the route to Caravans, and it's actually like a bike packing route. So I might see some bikes on here. Hey. I think we're going through this wash here. Could be a bit muddy. Awesome. So good. Well, I've done 273 kilometers on that tank I got. I forget the name of the city. I just call it the Morocco's Blue Pearl. You remember the blue city? I'm just gonna go. I feel like maybe my tank is flowing now. So I'm just gonna check it. Okay, I don't want any gas, but let me see. I was talking with Gerald, the guy who made this kit. He's like, it could just be like a vacuum block. So basically, oh no, it's still really full. No, it's not draining at all. Okay. Okay, I gotta sort that out later. So then I should probably get some gas, but I can't get it here, apparently. Oh, actually my fuel light just went on. Okay, let's go to the next fuel station. But yeah, to check, there's a petcock on that tank there. I have a feeling like I opened it already once, because it wasn't flowing once already. And I have a feeling maybe it just vibrated shut, itself closed again? I don't know, but it seems unlikely. Anyways, I need some gas. Okay, here's some gas, I hope. Oh, bonjour. Ça va bien? C'est full? Full?
Oh, très très nice.
Parlez en français full?
Français.
En français?
Français un peu.
Un peu? Oh.
Français. C'est bon?
Ah, c'est bon. Okay.
Bon.
Merci.
Merci.
How do you say full in French? I know I learned it in my app. It taught me once, but apparently my memory is somewhat poor. Okay, so we're gonna head into the mountains here a little bit, I think. Crazy kid. Well, I may not have the sexiest bike in North America or Europe, but here people think it's pretty cool. Wow, what is... He just took whole sections of the mountain away there. A lot of mining happening here, and it's amazing how they cut that out. Like, they just cut a straight line down. Hi. I have to go, okay? The kids love the bikes here. It's so cool. Oh, it's gorgeous in here. Look at this. Wow, isn't it ever cool here? Look at this. The shepherd with his sheep. Works out pretty good because my accommodation is just down here somewhere. Yeah, I think this is it. All right, a bit more of a chill day. I think the Medinas are so cool, yeah, that tannery is just—it's a wild place. It's just really interesting place to me, at least, and I hope you enjoyed it too. I can show you the apartment quick here. This is probably more the size I should be having compared to the last one. So yeah, I've already made a mess though, but we got a couch here, and then we have like this bedroom right in the middle of the place. And then here is the shower. So this is like, I guess the whole room is like a wet room. So I've got the shower in a bucket in case I need it. And yeah, so just kind of everything all in one thing here. And then, yeah, here's the kitchen. So yeah, I noticed there isn't the garbage bin, but that's okay. This box will do fine. And then we also have the big African map. All right, so up at the top left here, we're just south of Fez. So it did, I don't know, something like this and like that. And our current location is Imozar, Kandar. Anyways, we'll just keep the outro short here. Oh, there's one other thing actually. So you may have, I mentioned earlier when the cat was like really wanted my food. I'm like, oh, good thing I got my rabies shot. Well, that was one of the things I've been preparing with for this trip through Africa because, well, there's lots of things that can get you down here. So, all right. So when I was in Algeciras, Spain, I got this international vaccination certificate, and basically it just kind of documents all the vaccines. So I got yellow fever, meningitis, polio. What else? Rabies part 2, hepatitis A, and some kind of typhoid thing. Now, a lot of that I probably would have had already. I would have been inoculated, as they say. Is that the right word? Vaccinated as a child. And yeah, so some of I'm probably doubling up on, but I don't have any record of that. And in fact, you know, when I was younger, I used to be really afraid of shots. And I remember at least once, because they would give you shots at school. Well, there's a lineup, and I managed to sneak my way out of the line just so I didn't have to get a shot. So, and even the yellow fever one is good that I have too, because I remember going in the past, even as an adult, I was still fairly afraid of shots. And I was going to Bolivia, and I had to get my yellow fever shot, and I had heard that it was painful, and I kind of avoided it. And even this time, a friend of mine told me, "Oh yeah, the yellow fever one's painful." It wasn't painful. It was fine. and you know, after COVID, I've not been afraid of shots anymore, because just like, I don't know, I guess part of it is you grow up a little bit, and you're receiving shots like once or twice a year, so you just kind of like, it's not a big deal. But yeah, I've grown a little in that way. So anyways, we'll just maybe end the video here. There'll be a link on this screen to either the next video or another video you might like. And if you look down in the description, there'll be a link to every act before this one. So you can kind of see how I got to this point. So you can see how I got all across North America and then through Europe and then now in Africa. So yeah, and for this one, the goal is to get down to Cape Town for Act 6. And yeah, it's going to be one big, long, giant act. So anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.